Let's watch this. Let's watch this insanity, folks. Let's get this party started. Here she is.
Thank you all.
Let's watch this.
We gotta get to some business. We gotta get to some business.
Get to the business.
Okay. Thank you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
Thank you so very much.
Hold on.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, let's get to business. Let's get to
Business. We have business. Let's get to business.
So let me start by thanking my most incredible husband, Doug.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Doug.
An incredible partner to me, an incredible father to Cole and Ella. And happy anniversary, Dougie.
Yeah. Laugh your way.
I love you so much.
Yeah. How nice.
President Joe Biden.
Yeah, the great. Wow, Joe Biden. Wow, Joe Biden.
When I think about the path that we have traveled together,
Yeah.
Joe, I am filled with gratitude.
Destruction.
Your record is extraordinary, as history will show.
Record is extraordinary. Yeah, the worst president.
And Doug and I love you and Jill and are forever
Oh, yeah.
grateful to you both.
You gave him the boot. Let's get the smoke. Let's get the smoke, folks.
And to Coach Jim Walls.
Yeah, coach. He couldn't coach. He couldn't coach. Yeah, look at. He wants to cry.
To be an incredible vice president.
Yeah, yeah. God help us.
And to the delegates and everyone who has put your faith in our campaign, your support is humbling.
Delegates?
So, America,
What delegates? There was a coup. There was a coup. What delegates? Back in 1816, she didn't get one delegate.
journeys. So, my mother, our mother, Kamala Harris, had one of her own.
Yeah,
And I miss her every day, and especially right now.
yeah,
And I know she's looking down, smiling.
yeah, 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 yeah. Come on, Shamala.
I know that.
Shamala Kamala.
So my mother was 19 when she crossed the world alone, traveling.
They were Marxists. Look up her parents. They were Marxists. Proud Marxists.
When she finished school, she was supposed to return home to a traditional arranged marriage. But as fate would have it, she met my father, Donald Harris, a student from Jamaica.
Marxist.
They fell in love and got married, and that act of self-determination made my sister Maya and me.
Yeah.
Growing up, we moved a lot. I will always remember that big Mayflower truck packed with all our belongings, ready to go to Illinois.
Listen, we don't need the history of every move you made from diapers till today. How about getting this country in order? You've been at the wheel. It ain't day one. You've been at the wheel now for 3.5 years. We don't need all this. This ain't a coffee talk. This ain't coffee talk. The country's going right into the shitter.
Sick, Aretha, Coltrane,
Yeah, yeah.
Miles.
Beyonce.
At the park, my mother would say, "Stay close." But my father would say, as he smiled, "Run, Kamala, run. Don't be afraid. Don't let anything."
Yay. 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 Run. Yeah, run.
In my earliest years, he taught me to be fearless.
Yeah.
But the harmony between my parents did not last. When I was in elementary school, they split up.
Yeah.
And it was mostly my mother who raised us.
It must have been all that cackling. Drove old daddy nuts. All that cackling. And what's this with the hands, the Obama hands? What is it with the Obama hands?
In the Bay, you either live in the hills or the flatlands. We lived in the flats. A beautiful working class neighborhood of firefighters, nurses, and construction workers.
The same demographic that you're destroying today.
My mother, she worked long hours. And like many working parents, She leaned on a trusted circle to help raise us. Mrs. Shelton, who
Lucifer, Stalin, Brezhnev. Yeah, that was your support group. They were straight up Marxists.
none of them family by blood, and all of them family by love.
Yay! What about the country that's tanking? What about the economy? What about the border? What about the world wars? We don't care about you walked to school back in 1974. We don't care.
Us, believed in us,
Yeah.
and told us we could be anything and do anything.
Yay! Yay!
They instilled in us the values they personified:
Yeah.
community,
Evil,
faith,
theft.
and the importance of treating others as you would want to be treated.
Oh yeah. Yay!
Kindness,
Yeah.
respect,
Yeah.
and compassion. My mother was
I never seen something in America this insane. How she gets up there with a straight face, and all she's had in her left in her past is destruction, destruction, destruction. She's had control of the border. They're the ticket of the Marxist agenda. The two most radical people on planet Earth are your ticket in November.
lesson that Michelle mentioned the other night.
Yeah, Michelle.
She taught us to never complain
Yeah.
about injustice, but do something about it.
Elect.
Do something.
Yeah, don't complain about injustice. Do something about it. Vote for Donald Trump. Get these Marxists out of here. Do something about it. Yeah.
She also taught us, and never do anything half-assed.
That's all.
And that is a direct.
Yeah, you've never done it. You've done total destruction. You never did anything half-assed. You totally did it. You destroyed California, the most whacked out policies, and now you want to implement them on the whole nation. What a bum, Tim Walz. Two radicals that are on steroids.
The lawyers like Thurgood Marshall and Constance Baker Motley, those who battled in the courtroom to make real the promise of America. So at a young age, I decided I wanted to do that work. I wanted to be a lawyer. And when it came time to choose the type of law I would pursue, I reflected on a pivotal moment in my life. You see, when I was in high school, I started to notice something about my best.
Did she finish last in her class? Check out the bar exam. What happened with that bar exam? Did she finish last out of 471? Did she finish dead last?
Confided in me that she was being sexually abused by her stepfather. And I immediately told her she had to come stay with us, and she did. This is one of the reasons I became a prosecutor, to protect people like Wanda, because I
Protect people? You had no cash bail in California. You were letting out violent criminals left and right. Who were you protecting? They were repeat offenders. Repeat offenders. Oh, my friend was violated and I wanted to be a prosecutor. I wanted to do this and that. You did the opposite. You did the opposite.
in the name of the people. For a simple reason. In our system of justice, a harm against any one of us is a harm against all of us.
Yay! Yay!
We often explain this to console survivors of crime, to remind them no one should be able to fight alone. We are all in this together.
You're all going down with the ship together. You're all let her get elected. I'm back at it, Big Small. I couldn't take it, my man.
Kamala Harris for the people.
Yep.
And to be clear, my entire career, I've only had one client, the people.
the state of California that you destroyed. Tim Walz destroyed Minnesota. These are radicals. They smile in your face. All the while, they'll stick you in your place. They're backstabbers.
Mother speaks on behalf of my mother and everyone who has ever set out on their own likely journey, on behalf of Americans like the people I grew up with, people who work hard.
Here's a lady that didn't get one delegate. There wasn't even a primary. This is a Marxist coup. They completely defied our traditional political process for candidates.
I accept your nomination to be President of the United States.
Without a primary and without one delegate. Yeah. On behalf of who? Obama and the globalists? You accepted on behalf of Obama and the globalists. There wasn't a primary. There was a coup.
And with this election, our nation with this election has a precious, fleeting opportunity to move past the bitterness, cynicism, and divisive battles of the past, a chance to chart a new way forward.
From all the destruction that you've created in California and on the country, everything you touch gets destroyed.
But as Americans, and let me say, I know there are people of various political views watching tonight.
Yeah.
And I want you to know,
Yeah.
I promise to be a president for all Americans. You can always trust me.
Yeah, here it comes. Yeah, I believe you. Yeah. You've been in office for 30 years. You've destroyed everything with your Marxist ways. Now you want to put it on a whole country. I don't think so.
Free and fair elections to the peaceful transfer of power.
They mentioned Donald Trump's name. This is a Donald Trump hate block party. That's what this is. All the other times, they mentioned Donald Trump 350 times. This convention is a we don't like Donald Trump convention. They don't talk about policies. It's just a block party. And, let's just hoot and holler. And we'll talk about back when I was walking to school and I got a job at McDonald's. Yeah. You've been there for 3.5 years. You've done nothing. You destroyed California along with your running mate, that bum, Tampon Tim.
Courtroom prosecutor in Oakland, California. I stood up for women and children.
Yeah. She was letting murderers out and she was imprisoning pot smokers. Yeah, okay.
Delivered $20 billion for middle-class families who faced foreclosure and helped pass a homeowner Bill of Rights, one of the first of its kind in the nation.
It's communist. It's Marxist. Don't let them fool you. It's to get control over your assets.
It's being scammed by big for-profit colleges.
Yeah.
For workers who are being cheated out of their wages, the wages they were due.
Yep, for 3.5 years.
Facing elder abuse. I fought against the cartels who traffic in guns and drugs and...
You fought. You're the border czar. Who'd you fight? You're the border czar. You're letting terrorist groups walk over the border. What do you mean you fought? You fought. You've been to the border once. Look at this gibberish. Gibberish. These people are cheering.
We were underestimated at practically every turn. But we never gave up. Because the future is always worth fighting for.
Oh, they won't be cheering if she gets elected. Their tongues will be hanging out if she gets elected. Their tongues.
Fellow Americans, this election is not only the most important of our lives.
Yeah, it's either going to crash, or if Donald Trump gets in, we'll be back and he'll make America great again. You've had 3.5 years, Kamala, and another 30 that you destroyed. You've done nothing but destroy.
But the consequences.
We feel the consequences. Look at New York State and look at California and look at our country. Yeah, we know 3.5 years of your consequences. Yeah, we know. This isn't you're going to be day one. This is day 1300. We know. Have you seen anything so insane as this?
Since he lost the last election.
Here we go.
Donald Trump.
Here we go with the Donald Trump bash.
When he failed, he sent an armed mob to the United States Capitol where they assaulted law enforcement officers. When politicians in his own party.
She's the one that wants to defund the police. She's so sensitive about law enforcement officers. She's the one that wants to defund the police.
And now, for an entirely different set of crimes, he was found guilty of fraud by a jury of everyday Americans, and separately found liable for committing sexual abuse. And consider what he intends to do if we give him power again.
Let's consider it. He'll make America great again. Let's consider that. Let's consider it. What have you done?
Capital. His explicit intent to jail journalists, political opponents, and anyone he sees as the enemy. His explicit intent to deploy our active duty military against our own citizens.
They just lie and lie and lie and lie and lie. These Democrats got to be the most silly, illiterate people on planet Earth.
No prosecution. Just imagine.
See, they're running scared because Trump is gaining in the polls now. The bonzo. See, Trump is gaining in the polls. They're getting a little. They're getting little. They're getting scared. They hear the footsteps. They're getting a little scared. And now all this is bash Donald Trump. And what have you done for 3.5 years? But watch the country go down the drain.
Himself.
She must have nightmares about Donald Trump. Last night, they mentioned Donald Trump 280 times. They didn't talk about any policies. Then they came up with this tax policy that would destroy America as we know it. You think America's bad right now? Let her get elected and implement these tax reform policies. You'll see what they're really all about. This is nothing. This is just a taste. This is a taste.
We are not going back to when Donald Trump tried to cut Social Security and Medicaid.
Everything's just lies. They just lie. These illiterates that are cheering, they don't even know facts.
Companies could deny people with pre-existing conditions. We are not going to let him eliminate the Department of Education that funds our public school.
Another lie. Another lie.
We're going to let him end programs like Head Start that provide preschool and childcare for our children.
No, it shouldn't be federal. It should be based on the states. Why should the federal pick up these programs? Why should taxpayers in other states pick up the tab for that? That's all lies. See, look at all these illiterates. Look at how these people look. I know that's being petty, but look at
a new way forward.
Yeah.
Forward to a future with a strong and growing middle class, because
strong and growing middle class. If anybody knows economics 101, they're destroying the middle class. They've been destroying it for 3.5 years. And if you just know if 1 + 1 is 2, you should know that this is bullcrap. The middle class, that's what they're aiming at.
Is where I come from. My mother kept a strict budget. We lived within our means.
Here we go with the back in the day.
And she expected us to make the most of the opportunities that were available to us and to be grateful for them. Because as she taught us, opportunity.
They were Marxists. They were Marxists. They taught you Marxist ways.
An opportunity economy, where everyone has the chance to compete and a chance to succeed.
Not based on your merits, because they got this DEI in there, and it's just by different variables whether you get a job or not. It ain't meritocracy. It's just, well, you're this color or you're this gender, we'll give you a job. Like that short, fat black lady that was trying to protect Donald Trump. Yeah, Secret Service. Yeah.
In groceries, we will provide access to capital for small business owners and entrepreneurs and founders.
They're going to kill the entrepreneurs with these tax reforms and corporations. Look, these people don't even know what they're applauding.
Now compare that to Donald Trump, because I think everyone here knows he doesn't actually fight for the middle class.
He fights for the middle class. He fights for everybody. This Marxist propaganda is unbelievable. I had to get it down just to mark this in history. So thank you, folks, for joining in. Big Small, Vegas Pete, the Bonzo. I had to record this for history.
What, in effect,
this is what Marxism looks like.
Trump tax that would raise prices on middle-class families by almost $4,000 a year.
That's what we've been going through for 3.5 years. That's what we've been going through for 3.5 years of your gibberish. Why haven't you done it? You've had 3.5 years, Kamala and Biden. Why haven't you done it yet? Look at these clowns.
Friends, I believe America cannot truly be prosperous unless Americans are fully able to make their own decisions about their own lives.
That's what the Marxists tell the society. That's what the Marxists tell them. That this is propaganda that goes back to the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. This is what the Marxist leaders talk like.
Donald Trump handpicked members of the United States Supreme Court to take away reproductive freedom. And now he brags about it. In his words, quote, "I did it and I'm proud to have."
Well, you're talking about Donald Trump said, leave it up to the states to decide. It's not a federal issue. Leave it up to the states. Okay, Kamala, don't get it twisted.
Others have shared theirs. Stories of women miscarrying in a parking lot, developing sepsis.
Now here come the sob stories that she's just adding on to gibberish. He said it should be handled by the states.
For their patients, couples just trying to grow their family, cut off in the middle of IVF treatments, children who have survived sexual assault, potentially being forced to carry a pregnancy to term. This is what's happening in our country because of Donald Trump. And understand,
everything's Donald Trump's fault. The world was at peace. The border was closed. The economy was doing better than it ever did. And now that it's tanking, they've had 3.5 years, and everything's Donald Trump's fault. Everything's Donald Trump's fault.
Congress. And get this. He plans to create a national anti-abortion coordinator and force states to report on women's miscarriages and abortion.
He told the states that it's their responsibility to police that in their states. What is all this gibberish? He proposed to leave it up to the states. We got other things.
One must ask, why exactly is it that they don't trust women? Well, we trust women. We trust women. And when Congress passes a bill to restore reproductive freedom, as President of the United States, I will proudly sign it into law.
Yay! If she gets elected, all these people that are cheering right now, in 1 year, they'll be looking under the couch for a bologna sandwich.
Are at stake. The freedom to live safe from gun violence in our schools, communities, and places of worship.
Yeah, just like the gun violence in California. What'd you do about that? Well, you could steal up to $900 in California and you won't get charged. Well, yeah, oh, thank you, Kamala. Yeah, go ahead, grab what you want. Just keep it under 900. Yeah, okay.
Crisis. And the freedom that unlocks all the others, the freedom to vote.
I'm 61 years old. I've watched many candidates do speeches. I've never seen anything as atrocious as this, especially after 3.5 years and listening to this gibberish. I've seen some doozies before, but this is the queen bee of garbage.
After decades in law enforcement, I know the importance of safety and security.
What your catch and release? What your catch and release? How about in Minnesota when you allocated all that money from that fund for a bail fund? Violent offenders, you came up with a bail fund that people, violent criminals, could just go, well, the judge says your bail's $40,000. Well, we happen to have this fund. Yeah, that's Tampon Tim and Kamala Harris. Yeah, they want your safety. Yeah, okay.
Well, I refuse to play politics with our security. And here is my pledge to you.
What about the border?
We'll bring back the bipartisan border security bill that he killed, and I will sign it.
You've had 3.5 years. 3.5 years. Now you want to talk about the border?
Live up to our proud heritage as a nation of immigrants and reform our broken immigration system.
You created it. You created it.
The citizenship and secure our border.
Secure the border. You're the border czar. You've been there once. Now there's 70 unknown terrorist groups that have come in. And you got to listen to this gibberish.
Enhancing our security and values abroad.
Well, since you've been in there and Joe Biden, there's 4 wars that broke out. When Donald Trump was there, it was world peace.
Strengthened our alliances and engaged with our brave troops overseas. As Commander-in-Chief, I will ensure America always has the strongest, most lethal fighting force in the world.
That's why what happened in Afghanistan, huh? You and Sleepy Joe, right? Shamed us, shamed our country. You and Sleepy Joe. Yeah, now you're flexing your muscles. Yeah, now you're flexing your muscles.
Service and their sacrifice.
What you are witnessing, folks, is what you would call the dumbing down of America, marrying a Marxist regime. Take notes.
Space and artificial intelligence, that America, not China, wins the competition for the 21st century, and that we strengthen, not abdicate.
Your vice president, Tim Walz, has been in bed with China. What's he got? 42 visits there? Yeah, okay. Check his papers.
invade our allies, said Russia could, quote, do whatever the hell they want.
They are doing what they want. You guys got in and they invaded. You've done nothing.
Global response, over 50 countries to defend against Putin's aggression.
You've had 3.5 years. You've had 3.5 years. Listen to this gibberish. She's acting like when I get into office, if I get into office, I'm going to do this and that. You've been in office for 30 years. You've done nothing but destruction.
Now is the time to get a hostage deal and a ceasefire deal done.
You've had 3.5 years. Quit going out in parties and twerking your ass and get something done.
I will always stand up for Israel's right to defend itself, and I will.
That's why she blew off Netanyahu when he met. When Netanyahu come, the Israel prime minister, come to America, you know what? She was in Atlanta twerking and dancing and twerking in Atlanta, and she blew off Netanyahu, the president of Israel. That's how much she cares about Israel.
Sexual violence and the massacre of young people at a...
I never heard anything this bizarre. Is this a Saturday Night Live sitcom? Is this a comedy skit? People are buying this. You really see how gullible and how programmed people can get. They don't look at facts, logic, and common sense and reason. They throw it all down the toilet. And they just want to be emotional. And yeah, we like her. Let's have some fun. Oh, well, she's the president. She's got to be capable and competent. No. This ain't a meritocracy anymore. No. This isn't based on your record or performance. No. It's just like, let's have a ghetto block party. Yay.
To dignity, security, freedom, and self-determination.
Yeah. There's the witch.
I will never hesitate to take whatever action is necessary to defend our forces and our interests against Iran and Iran-backed terrorists. I will not cozy up to tyrants and dictators like Kim Jong-un who are rooting for Trump.
Yeah, let her get in office. Yeah. You'll see what happens. Could be the end. This could be biblical.
They know Trump won't hold autocrats accountable because he wants to be an autocrat himself. And as president, I will never waver in defense of America's security and ideals because in the enduring struggle between democracy and tyranny, I know where I stand, and I know where the United States belongs.
Yeah, we know where you stand, Kamala. We could see your record, your 30-year record. Look, there's Nancy Pelosi. Wow. Holy cow. Yeah. Does anybody look up facts and research things? Are people just robots, just hypnotized robots that just don't care about facts? Facts.
On my heart. Everywhere I go, in everyone I meet, I see a nation that is ready to move forward, ready for the next.
I see a nation that's just tanking. You've had 3.5 years.
An America where we hold fast to the fearless belief that built our nation and inspired the world. That here, in this country, anything is possible. That nothing is out of reach. An America where we care for one another, look out for one another, and recognize that...
I can't take any more of this. Have a good night, Vegas Pete, Big Small, the Bonzo. God bless y'all. I can't watch this gibberish anymore. This is just evil. This is beyond evil. I can't have this I can't have this gibberish being played in my room here. It might freaking cast up the freaking demons. I don't want to summon the demons.